Recording.
Good morning, everyone. Decided to take a little ride today, and my destination is nowhere real important, but the ride is. So here we are. We're going to leave from W15 out here at Lake of the Ozarks on the Highway W, and we're going to run all the way to Versailles and circle around the old courthouse and come back. Just kind of enjoy the curvy roads here on W. Going to be a nice, beautiful day today. I think we're going to be in the high of 70. Figured once we get back on Highway W, right now we're on W, but we're going to get on Highway Y. I'll go down in front of the old Fuzzy's restaurant, turn on W again. Once we get on that particular road, I'm curious to see how many curves there are on that road. When you think about the Tail of the Dragon out in North Carolina, you got 13 miles on that road of the Tail of the Dragon, and I believe it's 356 turns in that 13 miles. So this road, which actually starts over at Lake Ozark on W and ends there in Versailles, but I'm just going to take this small portion of it to start with and see how many turns we get out of it. So my thought process is, if you watch this full video, see if you can count how many turns there are at the end of the video on that road. Today I'm riding my 2005 Harley Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic for my choice of rides today. Temperature right now is right around 60 degrees. I'm kind of showing about 50 ambient temperature according to my Harley Davidson gauge. Just filled up the tank. Showing a good charge. Showing extremely good oil pressure. And this particular bike has now got 63,000 miles on it. We purchased the bike as a second owner, and it only had, I believe, 17,000 on it when we bought it. So I have put some miles on it. we've enjoyed some riding time on it, and it's definitely been enjoying. I don't know, many multiple sets of tires I've put on this scooter, and I had to do the timing chain upgrade on it, the hydraulic tensioners. That was kind of a common known problem to the majority of this model bike. I think that engine design probably had that going on with multiple years. I probably carried over into the 96 and the 103s. Don't know about the 107s, but it definitely did happen to mine, so I was lucky I didn't have any catastrophic damage, nothing like that. I discovered it through some forums and knew at that point that when I got to be around 20, 30,000 miles that I really needed to take it in and have them inspect it. And they opened it up. They saw a little bit of wear, and I told them, I said, just go ahead and do the upgrade and new tensioners. Let's put this bike back on the road and not worry about it for a long time. I did, and it's been an extremely good bike. I've really not done anything else to it other than, a few cosmetic things, that typical people do. Side covers, air breather covers, little things. Kind of personalizing it, if you will. All right, so we're coming up on the junction of Highway Y and W. I'm going to make a left turn up here. And if you want to count your turns, go right ahead. I most likely will count them myself. I'm going to count them to myself, so that way we can kind of determine what's really going on here and how many. All right, here we are. We're on W. I really like this road. They resurfaced it 2 years ago, and it's extremely nice now. I know the first part of this road coming out of Lake Ozarks, going towards Rocky Mount, they resurfaced it last year, early spring, if you will, and they done a chip and seal. And I tell you what, that was a nightmare for any motorcyclist that first 2 weeks of that road. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even take this bike out on it. I rode my Honda CRF 250L, kind of an enduro bike. Not enduro, dual sport. Sorry about that. Well, I didn't mind if, it got anything on it and rocks flying. But with the Harley, riding on that chip and seal and the rocks are flying, as Harley owners, you all know that we got dry belt. We don't have a chain. So I kept that in mind when I told myself there's no way that I'm going to ride that bike on that road. I had to put a new belt on this bike, and I had that done. And I tell you what, that's a pricey little job. So you kind of think about those things going forward that this might not be a good decision to do, so I opted out. And I'm kind of glad I did. Missouri, early spring riding. Now it's March, March the 6th, so spring really hasn't hit yet. So we got those fluctuating temperatures, and yeah, next week it's going to be in the 40s, low 50s, rain all week. Ameren has already started their drawdown on the lake, so the water levels are low, and kind of anticipating on, the spring rains that we normally get every year in Missouri. So they're preparing for that. It also gives waterfront property owners, such as my wife and I, and many others, the opportunity to do seawall repairs, cleaning seawalls, whatever it is you do. I know we generally power wash our seawall every year, kind of help keep it clean. We do need seawall work on one side of our property, and we're just kind of waiting for the opportune time to take care of that. We will get it done, but I just saw a beautiful morning and nice temperatures and thought, well, take advantage of it, get out, take a ride, make a short video for you guys today. Something other than my normal short videos that YouTube does have. And like I said, this is just for your enjoyment, let you see it, the area. Highway W, starting from Lake Ozarks all the way to Versailles, is known for its deer. So this time of year, the colors are that brownish color that matches a deer. So you got to be cautious while you're riding. Motorcyclists and deer, they just don't go well together, as you all know. As a matter of fact, this morning when I left the house, I didn't turn the camera on until I left the fuel station, but just leaving the house, I got to see 3 deer come run right out in front of me, like normal. I'm really used to that on our road, so I always drive cautiously. Just kind of taking my time today, enjoying the ride. My son called me up this morning and said, "Hey, Dad, did you hear that?" I had to vaguely listen really close, but he decided to fire up his motorcycle. He's got I believe it's a 2019 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse, and he decided to ride it from his house there around Blue Springs, Missouri, up to St. Joe. And he said when he left the house, it was real close to 60 degrees, and by the time he got to St. Joe, it was down to 42. And all he rode with was his windbreaker. I kind of chuckled. That's a beginner for you right there. Yeah. Then you go up and down them low spots. Rather up there or here, it doesn't matter. It's in Missouri. Low spots, it's always cooler. He said it only warmed up 1 or 2 degrees by the time he got back up there. Always be prepared. I carry extra stuff in the saddlebags just in case. So today on this video, again, I'm using my Harley Davidson Cena 50C, and I may have stated this in a previous video, but they don't record in one full length video. It kind of breaks it up in 10-minute segments. So I got to go back home, take this footage, and put it back together and make one long video out of it before I can post it. I'm having some suspicions even already if this thing is actually recording. It hasn't come out, said it verbally through the helmet headset, but it's definitely got me suspicious. So I think when I get to Versailles, I'll actually stop the video and restart it. And that would actually give me a second video if it did work, or if it didn't work, then it'll give me a first. I hope you're still counting on these curves. There's a couple curves on this road that's 25 mile an hour posted curves. They don't really come up on you too quick. They give you plenty of advance warning. A big shout out to Frank, Woodsman Adventures, down there in lower part of Missouri, for all his videos. I've sent him a couple messages and thanked him for helping me out in my YouTube channel. I know that himself and a couple others have kind of gave me the idea to start doing this and trying it out, see how it goes. I really truly been enjoying it. I love seeing the activity on this daily as these videos I'm posting. And I do find it interesting that, I ask people to hit that like button, and I definitely ask them to subscribe. But what's interesting is those subscribe numbers, they're up and down. People will subscribe to you, and then they'll unsubscribe. I don't know if it's just your videos aren't good enough for what they're wanting to watch. I don't know. You'd think that if they're going to click on your subscribe button, which I hope you guys all do, click on mine, you would think that you would continue to say a subscriber to see what kind of footage this person puts out. Help them grow their channel. If their video feed footage is just completely horrible, I get it. I understand, you don't like it. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody can do what they want to do. I subscribe to somebody, I stay subscribed, and I watch them. I like to see what they're putting out. I know Frank has made some awesome videos down there with his boys, right? Him and his wife riding together as a couple on that Honda Shadow. Frank's videos of his 250L, his 300L, and his Africa Twin. I've enjoyed that footage. And I don't care if it's 3 minutes long, 40 minutes long, an hour long. doesn't matter to me. I enjoy it. Those days I can't get out and I am kind of sitting in the house with nothing to do. Hey, that's a great way for me to enjoy my time is watching others do the same thing I like to do. And it just so happens today that I wanted to share some of this footage with you folks. And those of you that have Harleys, Ultras, just like myself, you like to look up your year and model and see it presented videos, and boom, there they are. You got several to choose from. So this really makes some interesting information, video footage to watch. Now I know I don't have the GoPros and I don't have any of that yet. I'm still new. I'm starting out. Just kind of enjoying it. And as my channel progresses, you folks start liking and subscribing more. And if I see you're really enjoying it, I'm going to go ahead and, purchase other material. My wife and I sat back yesterday and we did a little YouTubing ourselves, looking at videos and learning about drones. I think a drone would be a really cool add-on to my ability to video and share footage. So I'm excited. I know you folks probably can't see it, but the undergrowth here on this road, I'm starting to see some green leaves coming in. It's at that early stage. So spring's coming. It's coming. Well, we're getting real close to Versailles now. We're less than a mile away. So I hope you got your figure in your head as to how many curves there is as we prepare to go into town. When we get to town, that will be in town there, that'll be the end of Highway W. So still counting. Just keep on counting. We're almost there. Pretty sure that my wife and I did a count on this. It's been some time ago because she hasn't been able to ride with me for several years now, and she's back disabled and she just can't do it anymore. Well, this is her way of getting to ride with me, getting to watch me through my videos, whether it's on my bikes or whether I go up and video my boys racing their ATVs. So she gets to enjoy it through my eyes and the videos. All right, that is the last curve right there. As we are coming into town now, when we get up to the stop sign here, I'm going to make a right, and I'm going to go around the city square here in Versailles, and I'm going to do my best to try to get you folks a view of the old courthouse as I go around the square. Once I get around the square and get back on this road, I'm going to pause for a brief moment just to make sure this Cena did go ahead and connect and do that recording. All right, there's the courthouse, ladies and gentlemen. This is kind of a small town. I'm sure there's a lot of history here. Alright, we are officially around it. I'm going to pull off over here to the side and see if this thing actually recorded like I wanted it to. I'm having my doubts, but I want to check it. I need glasses, boys and girls. I got those eyes that require for reading. Alright, it looks like it is still recording. So, take that same road and head back home. See if I can process that footage. Remember, this is the Highway W going back towards the lake, towards Bagnell Dam. Highway W out of Versailles, going towards Lake Ozark. Might give you a second chance to count curves again. Got some purple growing in that yard already this morning. I tell you, it's sure pretty down here when the leaves get in full bloom and spring is getting ready to go into summer. It is truly beautiful. Again, I would love to encourage you guys to hit that like button, subscribe, and watch the video all the way through. While looking at that content on there, as a creator, I've noticed that they also record for you as a creator the view duration time. So they look at how long you folks, as an individual that chose to watch our video, how long you stayed on there, how long you watched it. And that number is a important number as well to your channel. It shows you your growth, what your audience really likes, and if what you're putting out there has truly caught their attention and draw them in. That's the hook, as they put it. Draw them in and got your viewer to watch your channel throughout the whole thing. It shows you how many views it gets. It shows you if an individual likes your video or dislikes it. You got a thumbs up and thumbs down. It's not like Facebook. Facebook's one-sided. You only get a thumbs up. YouTube, you get thumbs up and thumbs down. So I truly do enjoy seeing those thumbs up. If you thumbs down me, it's okay. I'm not going to get upset. And I don't stop people from commenting. I don't hide bad comments. You comment, you comment. It's your opinion of my video. That's okay. We all have opinions. Heck, you might be one of those people that don't like the way I ride on the road. You may not like the fact that I got 3 lanes to stay in my 1 lane, and I ride too close to yellow line or too close to white line, or I'm hovering in the middle, I crossover line. You voice your opinion. I'm okay with that. You know, I agree that I'm definitely not one of the perfect riders in the world. I have taken the MSF course. I went through there and enjoyed that course. And I took that course even after having my license, Missouri motorcycle license for over 25, 30 years. I still went and took the course. And I enjoyed it. I don't know that I really got anything out of it that I wasn't already doing. Now, I did learn something from it. It didn't change my riding any, but it gave me, I guess, terminology that I didn't know. Every time I go around a corner, it just was natural to me to, I used to call it leaning, but really it's counter steering. I mean, I was doing it, you know, but I didn't know that it was labeled as counter steering. Trail braking, there's a term that most of y'all probably never heard of, that I actually done at a younger age, learned that young. I learned it on my own. You know, I'm not going to say that I use everything I learned in that course every day. You know, I don't exercise the figure eights in a box. I don't exercise riding over things. I know how to do it. I'm comfortable with it if it comes along. I mean, I ride a trail bike too. Not many motorcyclists would be comfortable with going through the woods and finding a big ass log laying there and ride over it. I've done it. It doesn't bother me. I've been over things out on the road. I mean, I've hit animals. There's been times where I have literally followed too close, which is a motorcyclist's big mistake, because you don't know what's ahead of you if you're that close to somebody. So I've run over, you know, dead squirrels. I've hit turtles. I even run over skunk. I've never hit a dog. I've actually slowed way down before dogs come out. And I'll tell you what, those guys, they can make you nervous. because they have the ability to fight you as you're going by. I don't like that. But you think about a dog. That's a bigger animal, as well as deer. What I've seen on this particular road multiple times through the spring, when these trees get their leaves on them and this road is shaded and you got sunspots and shade, well, in the early spring, those box turtles come out. And man, I've come around curves before going from sun into shade, which affects your vision, as some of you may know, and there'd be a daggum box turtle. And I've hit one of those things before, and it shot that stinking thing across the road, and man, my mind wandered from there all the way back. I wandered many things. Okay, did I bust a shell? Yeah, what could have happened if it hadn't have shot out from underneath of me like it did? All kinds of things goes through your mind as a motorcyclist. The sun's kind of hiding behind the clouds this morning. Kind of would have rather had a really pretty sunny day, in the morning anyway. We're going to have plenty of those days coming up. We've had plenty of rain so far this year, and we didn't have really a bad winter. So I have noticed that the roads, when they were treated through the winter days that did have snow cover or ice, there's not a lot of that silt left to speak of. Actually, I would say there's probably none on this particular road. We've had pretty good rains, and I feel like it's washed it down pretty good, and pretty safe to say that this road would be good to travel a higher rate of speed if you are that individual that likes to do that. I know I've had multiple times as a younger man riding. These roads were enjoyed at about every speed my little goofy brain could do. I know even on this bike, I've traveled these roads, and of course now this is saying the speed limit's 55 on this road. I have been to speeds of 70, even in the curves. I wouldn't recommend anybody to do that without proper training, but I have done it. I don't recommend it to any new rider at all, and I really don't even recommend it to older riders, because the bottom line is they post these speeds on these roads for a reason. It's to protect you because in all reality, the vision distance, the lean angles on a motorcycle or a car, I guess, do play effect in how your particular piece of machinery is able to complete this road at those speeds. And Most of the curves in this road are between 35 and 45. And like I said earlier, there are 2 curves on this road that are 25. You want to play safe, drive the speed limit or under. Don't worry about the vehicle behind you, like the one I got. That's been following me ever since I got back on this road. And at times have been so close to the back of the bike I could read the year on that license plate. Now that's obviously a driver back there that is either being impatient with me or he's late. My honest opinion, he needs to follow some of the old rules in the Missouri handbook. I remember back in the day when it was 1 car length for every 10 mile an hour you're driving. A lot of these rules and laws have changed for driving in Missouri nowadays. But if I was in that big of a hurry, I think I would have prepared early and left early. Because there's just no reason whatsoever for anybody on any vehicle to follow you as a rider that close. And of course, us for motorcycles, it doesn't give us the right to ride anybody else's tail either. I see the other spectrum of that going on. I've watched many a motorcyclist being completely stupid down here. I'm really looking forward to Bike Week again this year already. I mean, it ain't even September, and I'm already like, ooh, I want to go. Well, I got a couple events to do this year. I am going to we'll go to Bike Week, and I'm going to do Adventure Palooza this year. I'm looking forward to that. Now, they're kind of cutting it close on those events. I'm not sure when Bike Week is going to take place down here this year. I've not really looked at it to see the actual dates, but it's generally there in September, and usually somewhere between, let's just say, the 14th, possibly up to the 20th. And I believe Venture Palooza is going to be, I believe, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, somewhere in there. So those are 2 events that are going to be real close to being back to back. We're currently on W again, headed towards Rocky Mount, which we will pick up Highway W again and turn south on it, turn left, and I will take it all the way down to Home Place Road, which will be back in the general area of my own home. So I'll be looking forward to stitching these here videos together from my 50C on my video editor, creating a one video instead of multiple little ones, and share it. Again, talking about the old Harley Davidson, riding it and enjoying the morning and enjoying my Cena 50C Cena that my wife purchased me for Christmas. Thank you, dear, my dear darling bride. I'm very thankful for that. All right, we are now on W. This is the half that I talked about when I first started the video about this road was resurfaced 2 years ago. And as you can see, they used that little brown rock on top of the oil. And it still has a groove right about in the center of the road where they did work on the right side of this lane all the way to Osage, or all the way to Lake Ozarks. And that little groove is a raised, ridged area. And when you're riding and you hit that thing, it kind of throws your front tire. So if you're not familiar with it, you would experience it. And you think, man, what's going wrong with my bike? Well, it's not necessarily a bike, it's the road.
Battery level is low.
No different than if you are riding down the road and you experience what they call the black snake. You got those asphalt roads, and city, county, state, whoever, they come and they fill them cracks, and if you look down your road, you got this long black thing. Well, that's what motorcycles call the black snake. And when you're riding on that road and you hit that, what we call the black snake, it is very uneasy feeling, because that it's tar is what it is, and that tar gives that feeling as though you have a flat tire or a bearing issue. So that's something to be aware of as well. So when I'm on this road, you'll typically find that I'm in the left side of my lane on this road, and I hover fairly close to the yellow line. And it's because I found that, like I said, on this road, I don't have to deal with that ridge. Now, when I see a car coming like now, I get a little closer to the middle of that lane, real close to that ridge in that road. This is a bad spot right here. Usually cars come out of this road here to the right. During the summer, those trees before that road really block that view, and you cannot see it. And you're up on that inclined hill wanting to take off, cars behind you. So it does create kind of an issue right there for them trying to get on this road, and for us that are trying to go by. Because you've done made a commitment to jump onto this road, not knowing we're there and coming. All right, I'm fastly approaching my turnoff here. Again, I've really enjoyed this ride this morning. I've roughly drove 42 miles this morning. Small little ride. Turning on Home Place Road here and headed back to my house. This is the road I was telling you about this morning that I experienced those 3 deer as soon as I took off. They're here, and I watch for them. I know what parts of the road I generally really need to be cautious on. That does not mean that the deer aren't here. They may not be traveling through this area as I come through, but I know their typical known locations. They're going to stick around a food source, they're going to stick around cover, and they will stick around to where they can get water. And that just happens to be a lot closer to my house. Them little pesky suckers, my wife hates them in the spring and summer. We planted all those beautiful hospices that look so pretty, and man, I tell you what, that's one of them things that deer love. They love to eat hospices. I definitely understand her disappointment at them for eating her hospices. Oh, there's one right now. See him there? 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. Hi, deers. Haha. And I told you. Yeah, they're here. I went with my wife. All right, we are getting really, really close to home now. Well, I hope you folks have enjoyed my video, and I really hope you have decided to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And I hope you have enjoyed the full video that I have created this morning. And feel free to rummage through my playlist and watch other great videos that I've got posted. And like and share those with your friends and family members as well. Hi, Pete. It's a great way to get my content out. If you enjoy it, please share it. I love to see my channel grow. I would love to be able to get out here and put multiple angles of my riding from different cameras so you can see other views, better views, while I'm doing these rides. And I'm looking forward to some spring weather, crawling on the old Hondas, and riding as well. Again, hit that like and subscribe, and roll on.